Hi guys, welcome back for another video. Believe it or not, this is week 11. Yeah, Tom's moving on, Christmas is on its way. Not quite yet, but you know what I mean, we're getting there. I want to change the video up a little bit this week. Had a few little bits and pieces. Let me know in the comments where you think this is good or good change or whatever. Just want to keep things a little bit more interesting for yourselves. So the first thing I'm going to do is this. Gabby's news of the week, basically. So, in the press this week, Mounjaro thief steals 40 boxes of Mounjaro plus 60 boxes of painkillers, costing a total whopping £4,285. Wow. He was given a 32-week prison sentence, suspended for 18 months. Well, we kind of knew things like this was going to happen. If the price was going to rise, I was only saying for a joke to my friends this week, like, you know, if I'm buying the highest dose at £350, walking at the chemist with that in my hand, there was a chance of me getting mugged. You know, if you had £300 worth of notes in your hand, somebody's going to take it, especially like Mounjaro, where it's in demand, and somebody will buy off somebody's house. But fingers crossed it won't happen. But to read that, I was like, well, yeah, I did kind of expect these things were going to happen. And also in the news this week, I found this here. From the Health Secretary, Wes Street. He's basically saying stop people from being priced out of Mounjaro. He thinks it's about time that it was more cost effective for people and more people on the NHS need to be on it. Which yes, I agree with. Again, I had a conversation with my doctor today and I've been referred for a second time to see if I can get Mounjaro on prescription, which would be an absolutely everything, because obviously the cost is just going up and up and up. So that would help me in a big way if that was at all possible. So fingers crossed that will happen. So that's news of the week. That's all I've got on that. Something else I've introduced which is new this week, and that is this. It's going to be Gav's message of the week. I receive loads of messages each week on individual videos. Some people are still watching the week 1 and 2 video, which is good. I believe it or not, that's on like 17,500 views, which is totally blown my mind. But to read your comments, and I'm still managing to respond to everyone and put some sort of reply there, and they're all read, believe me, I read them right through. But the message of the week has got to go to this lovely lady here. Sharon Taylor, thank you. Wow, this message was everything. I'm an inspiration to Sharon, and she's watched several of my videos. Well, you know, I'm just me at the end of the day. I wanted to start this because I wanted to help people. When I first started, like I've said in previous videos, there wasn't a lot out there, so I went to YouTube to find people that had already started it and advice of taking an injection and would it be scary and things like that. So I just thought, well, if I could blog my journey, one, to help others, and secondly, to hopefully then be able to look back at myself in time and see how much I've changed. So yeah, guys, please keep your messages coming through. And it's not for me, it's for people to read. A lot of people put on there different advice for meals, things they've changed, things that have worked, things that haven't worked, what doses they're on. And obviously those comments are there then for everybody to read. So it's brilliant. So if you can keep that up, really would appreciate it. Moving on to the next thing. Now I need to kind of, I was going to say put an apology in, but I think it's kind of been read a little bit wrong. Last week's video, I mentioned about being in a queue and waiting to pick up my Mounjaro that I was paying for, and that the lady in front of me, when I said I couldn't judge a book by cover, it looked like she was getting it part of a prescription. And people have kind of replied to me saying it was a bit out of order that I said that. Now, I think it's come across wrong. If I was getting that, say I was at the front of the queue picking my Mounjaro up and the lady behind me needed a lot more than me and there was none left, I would make sure she had that. Because that's the kind of person I am in life. I go through life gifting people. If I had £10 in my pocket, I'd rather give it to somebody that needed it more than keep it for myself. So that wasn't what I was trying to get across. What I was trying to get across was, what surprised me was the lady in front of me managed to pick up her Mounjaro, and yet when I got to the counter, they told me there was none left. Yet she had already picked up hers literally minutes beforehand, which is what I found strange. Now, if the person behind the counter had said to me that they're only keeping what supplies they've got for the most people that need it the most, then great. I would have been all happy with that. But for her to kind of tell a white lie and say we haven't got any, when I saw the lady before me walk out with it, that was a bit odd. When you put videos like this together, you try to be as truthful and honest as you can, but obviously you don't always give away all your information, because you never know where these videos are going to end up and who's going to be viewing them. But one thing I haven't said previous, and I will say now, I was diagnosed with early signs of diabetes, and I had extremely high blood pressure. I was given tablets for the blood pressure, and obviously with the diabetes I wanted to act on that. I was told, because it was early stages, once I start the Mounjaro, that the diabetes, I would fall out of that category again. So being down to the weight which I'm going to announce in a minute, which is what you guys are waiting for, I've possibly fallen out of that bracket now. But so yes, I'm not completely out of the woods. I did have a lot of problems I need to resolve. So that's the reason I went on Mounjaro. They told me I couldn't have it for possibly 4 years, which is why I decided I was going to do this journey on my own and pay for it. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I have been referred again today for it. So maybe I will be able to get on prescription at a later date. But just wanted to clear that up, that no, if that lady's needs was more than mine, then yeah, of course she should take the Mounjaro. It wasn't nothing about that. It was I was there paying for it, and the lady said we haven't got any, when clearly they did. She just had to just tell me that it was for people that needed it more, and I would have totally understood that. So hope that clears that message up. But again, thank you for your message. You said nothing wrong. I've said before, if I say anything in this video that you think's not right, or I haven't put it across right, then please say, and I will certainly correct it. So I do appreciate that. So, and again, this is the big news. We're on to me. Yeah, week 11. Last week, week 10, I sat here and I said to you guys I had lost 0. And it hit me a little bit, to be quite honest, but I don't know why it did, because for 46 years previous I couldn't lose any weight at all. But I suppose going up there each week with the magic injection inside me and things were coming off, I just expected to see a loss every single week. Don't know why it stopped. Could have been multiple reasons, whether it was to say I was using up food in my freezer. That's the reason it happened. I don't know. But I have good news this week, and you've waited long enough when we're going on about everything else, when you've come on to kind of hear my journey. So let's move on. So this week, did I lose? Yes. How much did I lose? Drum roll. Still nobody here. Anyway, drum roll. £5. £5 this week, and for others that don't work in pounds, that's 2.26 kilograms. Now, if any of you remember my weight from previous weeks, and you can do your maths, it basically means that I have hit a milestone. And I was jumping for joy this morning when I left the doctors. So if you put all that together, the big announcement is on week 11 now, I have lost a total of 3 stone. Exactly. And that's not just making figures up to make it sound good. I couldn't believe it when I calculated it. Yeah, 3 stone exactly. That is 19 kilograms and 42 pounds for those of you that work in that. So that's 3 stone, 19 kilograms, or 42 pounds in total. Made up. You know what I mean? If I could put all that weight in a bag and say to myself, carry that around for the day, I'd be like, I can't carry that around. That's way too much. But obviously my knees and my body was carrying that around, and now I haven't got it no more. So that's just, yeah. My target weight, I'd like to lose another 6. I'd be happy. Another 8 if possible. I am a big bone guy. I don't imagine ever think I'm going to be stick thin. But yeah, this is just fantastic results, and I am really, really pleased. So it just goes to show now that what I'm doing at the gym, what I'm eating and everything is clearly working. People sometimes ask about the food. So this week I kind of went back to like at the beginning. I've been having boiled eggs for breakfast. And then during the day, a bit of chicken breast, etc. Evenings, I've been having pork chops with a jack potato. Sometimes fish in the evening, and just kind of keeping it back to the meals I had before. So whether that is helped to the weight loss this week, or it was just a week where the body's like, we're not losing anything. I don't know. If you've got any comments on why the body does that from week to week, I don't know. But it certainly worked this week. So thank you to everybody that keeps following this journey. The views I'm getting on these videos, the comments, it really, really means a lot to me. And it's you guys that are keeping me going on this track. So can't thank you enough. And as I say, obviously people commented on last week and they've got a right to, and I appreciate that. And those comments and all the rest of the comments are just, yeah, they're brilliant. And there's some lovely heartfelt messages. And there's a big shout out to Sharon Taylor again. Thank you for that message. That was just above and beyond and really means a lot. So that's it for now. I've talked enough. Take care of yourselves. Be back next week for another video. As I always say, take care of yourselves. Look after the people around you. And together, we'll make this world a better place. Take care.